Is Bijan Robinson the fantasy football RB1 in 2024? If you are thinking about snagging him with your first, second, or third overall pick, I would not hesitate to make this decision. So today I'm going to break down why Bijan might ascend to Christian McCaffrey levels and why he could be that league-winning play that you should be making at the top of your fantasy drafts in 2024. But before we get started with the analysis, I want to remind you to check out our website, footballscout365.com, where you can find all of our written fantasy football content, including our free fantasy football draft guide, where you can find our fantasy football player rankings, our sleeper picks that you should target in your fantasy drafts. You can find that and a lot more on our website, footballscout365.com. All right, so let's talk about Bijan Robinson and his potential in 2024. Now, with Kirk Cousins now under center for the Atlanta Falcons, this offense is about to take a serious leap forward. Now, the industry projections for Bijan are very optimistic this year, as many believe that he is going to ascend into that elite running back tier. And with that being said, I think his current ADP is underselling his current real value at this point in time in terms of fantasy football drafts up to this point. The current ADP, and this could change within the next week or so, and I imagine it's going to, it's around that 5th overall range in half PPR formats, which in my opinion is perfect for those of you that have that number 1, 2, or that 3rd overall pick in fantasy redraft leagues. Now, a lot of people, they're going to go chalk. They're going to follow that ADP. They're going to go with CMC. They're going to go with CeeDee Lamb. These are the less informed people in your leagues that are picking at the top of the fantasy draft. And if you are also picking in the top 5 of your fantasy draft, this is your opportunity to take advantage of potentially picking up a league-winning play like a Bijan Robinson when people start to go chalk with the early picks. But keep in mind, though, CMC, he is aging. CeeDee Lamb, he is in a contract dispute or some sort of negotiation situation with the Dallas Cowboys currently. So there's obvious risk with both of those players. I've seen other people overdrafting, in my opinion, Breece Hall between picks 2 to picks 5. Obviously, the injury history is something that you have to consider when you are drafting Breece Hall. I don't think drafting him, anywhere in the top 5 is really acceptable in my opinion. Now, in terms of Bijan Robinson, you're looking at a second-year player with projections in the 1,000 to 1,200 rushing yards range, 300 to 500 receiving yards, and 10 total touchdowns is what is being projected currently for Bijan Robinson in 2024. Now, if he hits even close to the high end of any of those numbers, the rushing numbers, the receiving numbers, if he surpasses or comes close to 500 receiving yards, rushes for more than 1,000 yards, he is going to be in the RB1 conversation, or he will be the true RB1 in 2024, and that will absolutely win you your fantasy football league. In addition to all of that, you also have to consider the situation that Bijan Robinson is currently in. He has a defensive-minded head coach. He's got a new offensive coordinator who comes from the Sean McVay coaching tree. What that means is you're going to see an emphasis on the run game to set up the pass game. And because of that Sean McVay connection, it's hard not to think about how McVay used to use Todd Gurley back in the day. Now imagine that type of usage with Bijan Robinson in 2024. So to wrap this thing up, if you are sitting there with a top 3 pick in your fantasy football draft, do not overthink this. Bijan Robinson, he is a legit league-winning option in 2024. And with the way the Falcons offense is starting to shape up, you could be looking at the next CMC level player for years to come. So why not be at the ground level of this thing? Be one of the first to take advantage of Bijan Robinson's usage. You can take advantage of that if you have that first, second, or third overall pick in your fantasy drafts this year. That's what I plan to do. I have a few fantasy drafts still to go here where I'm picking first or second overall this year, and I am absolutely going to take Bijan Robinson in both of those leagues. So what are your thoughts? Would you draft Bijan Robinson first or second overall? If not Bijan Robinson, who are you targeting in redraft formats over the next couple of weeks? Let us know in the comments section. Once again, I appreciate the support. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more great fantasy football league-winning content.